Welcome to ZANE Radio, audio reports and interviews from ZANE's friends and partners on the ground in Zimbabwe. My name is John Haynes. In this episode, Samantha talks to pensioner Frank, who attributes his very survival to the help that he is receiving from ZANE supporters.
Please, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm 66, I think, 66 years old. I was a fitter and turner, but recently I've been working on fixing oxygen concentrators, but I think that's coming to an end now as well.
Oh.
I think I take my hat off to the guy for keeping me employed that long. I think a younger person can do what takes me a morning to do, can do it in about an hour. So
okay. Yeah. All right. And can you tell us how you came to receive help from our organization?
I think that was about 4 years ago, through Jones.
Yeah.
When she was staying upstairs here. And I was approached, but I think she put a good word in for me way back then, about 4 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And in what ways are you helped by us?
Well, I think it's been fairly progressive. It started off quite slowly, but now I'm getting my essential medicines paid for at the moment. I'm getting an allowance which allows me to pay the rent and get my food stuff. And
Okay.
every now and again, goodie parcels, or the veggies have stopped now, but seem to be getting goodie parcels every now and again, which is it's
okay.
helping me a lot.
Yeah. And John, what difference does this make to your day-to-day life?
Well, it takes a lot of the stress off. I would be really, well, I wouldn't be living now, I don't think, because with the shortage of work, or since I haven't been working, there'd be the stress of how I was going to pay for the rent and the food and the medicines as well.
Yeah, and in fact, that sort of answers the next question, which is, in what way would your life be more difficult if you did not receive the grant?
Yes, well, I think it'd be just about impossible to live. As I say, at least at the moment, I don't have the stress of worrying about the rent or food or the medicines. I've just got the aging to worry about. Getting old fast. Yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, you haven't been that well.
It comes and goes with the cold weather. I can't really take it, but you do get what they call exacerbations or flare-ups, where for no particular reason it just suddenly gets worse. The COPD gets worse, and you've got to try and ride that out until it eases itself down again to what would be termed as normal.
And that's right, COPD, in other words, emphysema. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. What would you say to the people in the UK who provide the grants, if you had the opportunity to do that?
Probably, I think, go with a little story I've told. I think I wrote it on the one letter the one time. I think it started as a quotation, or I think it is a quotation, but I've got no idea who would have who said it. Where you've got good people. The world is full of good people, but there's not so many great people around. And the difference between a good person and a great person is a good person will lend you a cup of sugar, but they want it back, and probably more on top of that. A great person knows that there's no way that they are going to ever get anything back out of you when they give you something. And I would just like to say thank you to the great people for looking after me like this. As I say, there is a huge difference between good people and great people.
Thank you. That's great. Thanks very much.
Thank you for listening to ZANE Radio. Please donate to ZANE at www.zane.uk.com. Music was by Kevin MacLeod at www.incompetech.filmmusic.io.